Spanish bond yields inched back towards the critical 6% mark on Thursday after a heavy downgrade from rating firm S&P, although hopes it could help persuade Madrid to take a bailout saw European shares and the euro pull away from recent lows. Pan-European equities had started the day in the red but were well in positive territory while Wall Street enjoyed its first higher open for 4 days. The brighter mood was helped by data showing the number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits fell to the lowest level and more. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. In 4.5 years. This is a lot better than expected. It's a number that is somewhat of a surprise and the market is going to react positively. It shows the trend that the labor market is slightly improving, said Peter Cardillo, chief market economist at Rockwell Global Capital in New York. S&P page 500. SPX rose 0.7% as trading resumed. Dow Jones Industrial Average added 0.43% points and Nasdaq 100 rose 0.71%. The Euro STOXX 50. STOXX 50, which has lost 3% since the start of Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. The week clawed back early morning falls and accelerated after the U.S. numbers to stand 1% higher at 2,482.84 points at 13:45 GMT. Having been firm all day, the dollar.DXY extended gains to hit the session high versus the yen of 78.50 compared with 78.34 before the release. Standard & Poor's piled additional pressure on Madrid late on Wednesday, as it cut the country's rating 2 notches to BBB. -1 step from junk status, and warned the intensifying recession and poor response from Eurozone policymakers to the crisis had left. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. It's highly vulnerable. Markets expect Spain to be the first of the Eurozone's big four economies to require a rescue package. We are working on the assumption that Spain will make a request for aid and so the only uncertainty comes from pinning down exactly when that will occur, said Nick Matthews, senior European economist at Nomura in London. There are a few domestic events that could delay a call for help but we expect it by the end of the month. The euro, closely linked to Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. The Eurozone's debt turmoil pulled clear of 10-day lows to climb to $1.2884, lifted by hopes the S&P downgrade, and calls from the head of the IMF, Christine Lagarde, for urgent action, would shepherd Spain into an aid request. Spanish borrowing costs, measured in terms of its 10-year bond yields, rose 8 basis points to 5.91%, back towards the crucial 6% level that economists see as too expensive to sustain long-term. Courageous action. S&P's downgrade of Spain brought it into line with peer Moody's, which will decide by Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. The end of the month whether or not to strip Madrid of investment-grade status. If it does, it could force investors with self-imposed lower limits on bond ratings to jettison their holdings and push up Spain's borrowing costs up even further. S&P's timing for its Spanish downgrade did not help fellow Eurozone struggler Italy, as its borrowing costs rose to the highest since mid-July, before the ECB's pledges to keep the euro intact, at an auction of €6 billion of mainly 3-year bonds. Lagarde said in Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Tokyo political wrangling was adding to global economic uncertainty and prodded the world's rich countries to take swifter action as Europe's debt crisis drags on. Supporting those concerns, Greek unemployment hit a record 25.1%. It is the 35th month running it has risen and underscores the withering toll the crisis is having on the countries involved. We expect action and we expect courageous and cooperative action on the part of our members, Lagarde said. Oil tensions in the Middle East pushed oil prices back above $115. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. The barrel, leaving prices less than $1 away from their highest in almost a month. Turkey scrambled fighters and briefly detained a Syrian passenger plane on Wednesday, suspecting it of carrying military equipment from Moscow, while Turkey's military chief warned of a more forceful response if shelling continued to spill over the border. The Syrian situation is heating up and there are fears about Turkey, a NATO member, retaliating and contagion in the region, said Ejard Skildrop, analyst at SEB in Oslo. Gold which fallen by more than 2%. Thank you for trying Verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Over the prior 4 trading days, its longest stretch of decline since June, snapped the trend to rise 0.2% to $1,769.39 an ounce. Overall, it feels as though we may have found a base for gold at the moment, and now we have to try the higher end of the range at $1,775 over $80, said MKS Finance Head of Trading AF Chin Nabavi.